last week, big fight.
Same time.
You in the ring with both those guys. Crazy result. What do you think about the Spence Crawford result, man?
Crazy result, man. I think it definitely was one of the possible outcomes. It just was not the most likely, and it happened, man. Amazing fight by Terence Crawford. Obviously, you can see he was the more prepared fighter, and you can see why he is who he is. You know.
Sure. Rematch.
I like the rematch. I want to know how healthy Errol is, and but I think that a lot of fighters that aren't able to make adjustments in real time, they're able to go back to the gym and right a lot of wrongs and come back better. So
words for Errol?
I like it. Yeah, really no words to Errol. I'd rather none of this reach him anyway. You know what I mean? I think that he shouldn't be on social media. He shouldn't be seeing what people say about him anyway. But just recover, be around your family. That's what you need right now.
Shawn, you sparred Tank. You faced Crawford. Tank said he'd stop Crawford in 6 rounds.
Yeah.
What happens if they were to fight?
I don't think Tank will stop Crawford. I think that that's a big bully up there at 147.
Also, Shakur said yesterday that he feels that Crawford would be too skillful for Canelo, and it doesn't matter about the size. How would you match them up?
I do agree with that. Size not mattering, but at the same time, you can go a little higher than you need to or should, and we've seen that obviously right there with Canelo going up against Bivol. What was that, last year or the year before? Last year?
Last year,
yeah.
Shawn, what do you think about guys like Stephen A. Smith saying what he said, that he thinks Earl took I guess as bad of a beating that he should retire, things like that? What do you think about comments like that?
You have to consider why is this thing so close to me? It came right like I'm like
Still good.
You hit me with it, man. I'm gonna sue you because that's just nasty. I'm gonna sue you for nastiness. But yeah, I think you do. You have to take a look at what you went through, and again, really see. I think you need, after a fight like that, you need multiple doctor opinions, medical opinions on the moves moving forward.
Sure, he just spoke about Shakur and what he said about Davis versus Crawford, but Shakur himself, it looks like the door's been opened up for him to fight Loma. What do you think about that?
Makes sense.
That fight goes?
That fight makes sense. I think not Haney, excuse me. I think that Shakur he steps ahead of everybody, and I think he's right there with Devin Haney. He's right there with Tank. I think he's a step ahead of Vasily Lomachenko. I truly think that the boxing world has caught up to Loma. I think Loma, for a long time, he was ahead of his time, and I think that time has caught up with him.
Who's got the best chance of being?
I don't know. Nobody. That man retires undefeated.
Shawn, looking forward real quick, Jermell Charlo versus Canelo. What does Jermell have to do in that
He's gonna get everything right now, huh? What does he have to do? I think if you're I think if you're Jermell Charlo, you are using your jab, and we haven't seen him use this proficient jab where he's jabbing, moving, directional jab, and things like that. He's got to get very artistic with that jab. That's number one. Number two, he's got to be able to contain and manage that range and that distance, and of course the timing. I think that timing on that right hand is his gift. Use your gift.
What do you think of the fight tomorrow night here in Dallas?
Jake Paul knockout.
Last one for me, man. Just what was your take on Caleb Plant and Jermell Charlo, that whole situation?
I hate it for boxing. It's boxing for a reason. We get in the ring and we fight. I hate for things to escalate and get to that kind of level outside of the ring. But again, this is boxing where it takes a level of animosity and things like that, and sometimes things escalate. But and the even worse part about it is they're with the same under the same umbrella. So it's like at some point they're gonna be sharing that umbrella. And I hate for things to continue on. I hope they find a way to settle it, and it doesn't get any worse than it got.
Shawn, last question for me. Again, after the fight last weekend, there's a whole bunch of this or that. hypothetical that keeps coming up, Floyd versus Bud. Now, we all know two versions of Floyd, Pretty Boy Money. What do you think? Like, how would that fight have went? How could it played out?
No telling, man. I think both. You know, Floyd obviously still in his prime once he transitioned to Money Mayweather, and both of those fights are amazing fights. You know, that's a true fantasy fight right there. That's a true fantasy fight. Appreciate y'all.